everyone, it's Jeff from New York, and today we're in Vegas visiting Fremont Street during the daytime, something I don't do quite often. Sure, Fremont Street in downtown is known for all the lights and crowds during the evening, but it looks pretty nice during the daytime too. As you can see straight ahead, the sign says, "Welcome to fabulous downtown Las Vegas," a tip of the hat to the original historic sign on the South Strip that says, "Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas." So we're going to start today's little journey on the, I guess, east side of Fremont Street. I guess it runs east and west, being that the strip runs north and south. So I guess we're starting at the east side here at the Heart Attack Grill. And this is the back of the sign we just saw the front of. The famous light-up canopy on Fremont Street doesn't actually start until the next block, and it's been under quite a bit of renovation, and it's just about completed. You can see where the actual lights stop, but that's pretty much been completed by now, all the way to the end. Notice the street sign says Fremont Street Experience, which is what this is called. I passed these showgirls a couple of times on my walk today, and I couldn't help but notice their costumes. It's very pretty. It reminds me of cotton candy on the boardwalk. Lots of people wonder what the D actually stands for. It stands for actually a couple things. It stands for 1, downtown. It stands for 2, Derek Stevens, one of the owners of the hotel and casino. And it also stands for Detroit, which is where Derek Stevens comes from. A local food critic recently did a review of the D Grill, and he said the D stands for don't eat there. That was kind of cruel. I'm going to do a walkthrough review of the D as well as other hotel and casinos on Fremont Street in future videos, so make sure you subscribe and click on that notification bell so you'll be notified when those videos are uploaded. And as we're coming up on 3rd Street, we come to the intersection where 2 more of these hotel casinos that I'm going to do in the future are. This is the intersection of 3rd and Fremont, and here we have the D again on the left-hand side, and across the street is the Four Queens and the Fremont Casino. Four Queens to the left, the Fremont to the right, and that beautiful light-up canopy looks like a ball of fire right now, even on a sunny day like today. Over the past decade or so, Fremont Street has really spent a lot of money in upgrades and trying to attract the crowd from the strip, and it's beginning to work. It's been working for the past several years, as a matter of fact. But the upgrades aren't the only thing that's taking people off the strip and bringing them downtown. It's also much more inexpensive to come downtown, and that's including all the gift shops and other shops as well as food. And from what I understand, the casinos are a lot more looser down here, so you go home with a little more money. And here we are at the intersection of Casino Center Boulevard and Fremont, and here's where actually 4 hotel casinos merge at the same intersection. The ones that we're coming upon are the Golden Nugget and Binion's, and of course the ones behind us are the Four Queens and Fremont. That voice you hear in the background is at every intersection, and it's basically a crossing guide for the visually impaired. I recently did a Halloween on Fremont Street video, and in it I mentioned that Chick-fil-A is coming to the Fremont area, and sure enough it's almost here, and this town is abuzz. I take it for granted because they're quite popular in the Northeast, but this is one of the first ones in this area, and everyone's talking about it. Do you have a Chick-fil-A from your home area? If you do, what are your thoughts on the restaurant? I happen to like it. Those black things you see suspended from the ceiling every 30 or 40 feet are speakers. This place really rocks at night, and the sound is in sync with the light show of the canopy. It's really cool. And here's the famous Vegas Vic sign, which was recently restored several years ago. It's almost as famous, or perhaps as famous, as the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign, and it's just about as historic also. This is one of 3 permanent stages set up at the Fremont Experience. They're very popular at night, free concerts, usually going on simultaneously, so if you don't like one band, you just walk up the street and listen to another. They attract quite a crowd, these stages. On the left we have Circa, which is not completed yet. I believe it's going to be completed next year. It's going to be the newest hotel and casino in Las Vegas, and it's doing a lot of advertising already as far as touting itself as the biggest thing to come to the town in a long time. I like when new casinos open up or rebrand themselves. It gives me a reason to come back to Vegas. I have to add another chip to the old collection. And we're coming upon another permanent stage here on Fremont. And as we near the end of Fremont Street, the west end, we have the Golden Gate Hotel and Casino on the left-hand side, another hotel and casino that I'll be visiting in the future for this channel. And if you like your drinks sweet and syrupy, well, this is the place for you. There's plenty of them here in Vegas, just like there are on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. These drinks are bound to get you sick. Until now, I never really noticed how long all these bars are along Fremont Avenue, and I guess it's because when I come at night, they're just loaded with people, but during the daytime when it's not so crowded, it's incredible how long these bars are. And there's my cotton candy showgirls again. I think they're following me. They must be attracted to my New York magnetism. It's amazing how when you visit tourist areas, especially the high-volume tourist areas, there's souvenir shop after souvenir shop right next to each other, selling the same merchandise for the same prices. It's amazing how they stay in business, but they're all busy, especially at night, so they must be doing something right. Coming up on the right is the 97-cent souvenir shop, clearly trying to drive the 98-cent souvenir shop out of business. I think a good business model would be to open a 96-cent souvenir shop and drive them all out of business. Coming up ahead is a panhandler who's looking for a little change. I read his sign and it just really amused me. The sign says, "Please help, my wife ran off with my best friend." And boy do I miss him. Excuse me folks, can you tell me if there's a bar in the area? And on the right is the Golden Nugget. There's a Starbucks here. It's a Starbucks cafe where you can enjoy some people watching while you're sipping your cappuccino, mocha, froco, hoity-toity. And I guess right next door to that will be the Chick-fil-A. If you haven't guessed by now, I've been trying to talk over this song in the background, which has been on for about 20 minutes and is really loud, and I'm sure it's going to create a copyright issue once I upload this video, so that's why I'm talking a lot right now. But I've been told I talk a lot even when there's no music in the background, so there you go. I just have my fingers crossed that there's no issues once it's uploaded. That crossing guard, for lack of a better word, goes on 24/7. Can you imagine working close to an intersection down here? I'd go crazy. This street vendor, called Big Balls, sells all kinds of necklaces, including sports-related themes and music-related themes, and kind of looks like something you'd find in New Orleans. Stevie Wonder, you're killing me. And now we're coming upon the third and final permanent stage here on Fremont Street. I've got several Fremont Street videos on this channel, and you can check out some of the acts by checking out some of those videos. In case you're wondering, Fremont Street Experience is not within walking distance of this strip. You would need a car or an Uber or taxi or something like that. I take the Deuce, which is the city bus. It's $8 a day. It's cheaper if you do it for more days. And it's pretty much good for any bus that the city has, not just the Deuce. And that's how I get around. And it took me about 15-20 minutes to get here from the strip. The Deuce is a double-decker bus, hence the name Deuce, and I go for a ride on it, and guess what? That video was just released a couple days ago, so check it out. The circles you see painted on the ground are for the street performers that are usually here in the evening, and it's similar to a system that Times Square has tried to use, but it failed miserably in Times Square. It seems to work here in Vegas, though. By the way, if you're a follower of this channel, you might be wondering why I didn't mention Mitzi the Rubber Ducky Showgirl at the beginning of this video, and the truth is I cannot find her myself, and I'm trying to remember if she's in this video or not. So if you do find her, well, you're going to get a very special shout out. Oh please, I can do that. Show off. And now we're back where we started from, at the east end of Fremont Street by the Heart Attack Grill. If you're going to be in Vegas for a couple days, I suggest you check out the Fremont Street Experience in the daytime and the evening. They're two totally different experiences. If you're here for just a short while, well then definitely come during the evening, because it's an experience you'll never forget. And the intersection we're coming upon now is Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont. This is where I'm going to hop on that Deuce I was just talking about and head further south, where Las Vegas Boulevard turns into the Strip. That's right, this is the Strip that everyone's come to know and love, with all the Vegas hotels and casinos on it. It just looks completely different down here downtown. So let's head down south and do some more walking and more videoing, and stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, ask some questions, and most importantly, subscribe by clicking on the button on the left. You can visit all of my New York videos by clicking on the top right, or check out my videos on other favorite places to visit by clicking on the bottom right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around the city.